Have you ever laid in bed at night, wide awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering why you feel so restless, even though you're tired? Maybe you've done everything right during the day, eaten well, stayed active, even avoided that extra cup of coffee. But still, something doesn't feel right. Your body's slowing down, your mind is racing, and sleep, real restful sleep, feels more like a memory than a nightly habit. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. As we age, our nights start to change. The deep, refreshing sleep we used to take for granted becomes more elusive. We wake up more often. Our backs ache, our minds wander. But here's the good news. A better night's sleep and better mornings could be just 5 simple steps away. And no, I'm not talking about buying expensive pillows or complicated routines. I'm talking about small, gentle habits you can start tonight that will help you sleep deeper, wake up fresher, and even feel younger. Because the truth is, what you do in the hour before bed matters more than most people realize, especially after 60. So in this video, we're going to talk, just you and me, about 5 calming, powerful things you can do before bed to transform your nights and your days. This isn't a list of gimmicks. These are real habits that work with your body, not against it. Let's start with the first one, and it's something so simple, yet so often ignored. I want you to slow everything down, not just physically, but mentally too. You see, most people, regardless of age, carry the entire day's tension with them straight into bed. It's like dragging a full suitcase of stress and noise under the covers with you. Maybe it's worry about your health, or something your son said on the phone, or that strange ache in your knee you're trying to ignore. You may be sitting still, but your mind is pacing. That's why, before bed, I want you to build a quiet moment, just 10 or 15 minutes, where you do absolutely nothing. Except breathe, sit in your favorite chair, turn off the TV, leave your phone in another room, and simply breathe. In through your nose, slowly, out through your mouth. Try this. Breathe in as you count to 4. Hold for 4, and then breathe. Out for 4. Do this for just a few minutes. Let your shoulders relax. Let your jaw unclench. Feel your body settling down. This isn't meditation or anything complicated. It's just giving your body and brain permission to stop. After decades of constantly doing, fixing, and helping others, you deserve that pause. And if your mind starts to wander, that's okay. Just come back to the breath. No judgment. Just you, your breath, and the stillness. Now, while you're in that quiet space, this is the perfect time to ease into the second habit, one that might surprise you. Letting go of your thoughts on paper. You see, one of the biggest reasons seniors struggle with sleep is something we don't talk about enough: mental clutter. When you're over 60, you've lived a lot of life. You've got stories, worries, regrets, hopes, all floating around in your head. And if you don't let them out somehow, they'll keep spinning in your mind long after the lights go out. That's where a small, simple notebook comes in. Nothing fancy, just a little journal or pad you keep by your bedside. Each night, after your breathing time, write down what's on your mind. It doesn't have to be long. Just a few sentences. Maybe something that bothered you today. Maybe something you're thankful for. Maybe a memory that popped up out of nowhere. Just write it down. Let it go. Think of it like sweeping the floor before bed. You're clearing the mental dust so you don't carry it into your dreams. And over time, this little ritual becomes something comforting. A way to honor your thoughts without being ruled by them. And if you're thinking, well, I'm not a writer, or I don't have anything interesting to say, let me stop you right there. This isn't about being. So we've talked about slowing down, giving yourself a little breathing room, and writing down your thoughts before bed. 2 small habits that can create a huge shift in how deeply and peacefully you sleep. But now, let's talk about something a little more physical, something your body is quietly craving, even if you haven't noticed it. As we get older, our muscles tend to get tighter. Joints feel stiffer. Even something as simple as turning over in bed can feel like a full production. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to. One of the most powerful habits you can build before bed is something that takes just 5 to 10 minutes, and it can ease pain, reduce nighttime cramps, and help you fall asleep faster. I'm talking about gentle stretching, not yoga, not anything complicated or intimidating. Just simple movements that tell your body, hey, the day is done, let's release some of that tension. Think about how many little ways your body holds stress without you even noticing, from your shoulders being slightly raised, to tightness in your hips from sitting too long, to that familiar ache in your lower back. Now imagine giving yourself a few quiet minutes each evening to loosen up, breathe into those spots, and bring warmth and movement to your joints. That's all stretching is, a little gift to your body at the end of the day. You don't need a mat. You don't even need to get down on the floor. Sit in a sturdy chair and start by gently rolling your shoulders forward, then back. Stretch. Your arms above your head, hold for a few seconds, then slowly lower them. Point and flex your feet. Gently twist side to side to loosen your spine. Take your time, and as you stretch, breathe. Let every movement be a little slower than you think. It should be. The goal isn't to get it right, it's to feel, to connect, to remind your body it's safe to relax. One gentleman told me he started doing this in front of the bathroom mirror while brushing his teeth. Just small arm and neck stretches. After 2 weeks, he said he stopped waking up stiff. That's the kind of change we're after. Not overnight miracles, just quiet improvements that add up. Now, stretching not only helps you physically, but it also signals to your brain that it's time to wind down. We're creatures of habit. If you stretch every night before bed, even for just 5 minutes, your mind will begin to associate those movements with rest. It's like flipping an internal switch from go to slow. So we've got the mind relaxing, the thoughts clearing, and now the body loosening. That brings us to the fourth thing I want you to try. And this one, you might not expect. Turn off the noise. Now, I don't just mean the television or the radio. Although, yes, those count. I'm talking about digital noise. Screens, notifications, news tickers, social media feeds, even those harmless YouTube rabbit holes we fall into late at night. Here's what most people don't realize. The light from those screens, especially phones and tablets, tells your brain it's still daytime. That light interferes with the release of melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep, and the content you're consuming. It's often loud, fast, and emotionally triggering, even if you don't realize it. Let me ask you, how many times have you seen something online late at night that left you feeling upset, anxious, or just plain irritated? Maybe it was a headline, a comment, a memory that popped up, and suddenly your peaceful bedtime turns into mental chaos. You deserve better than that. You deserve peace in your evening, not agitation. So here's what I suggest. Set a rule for yourself. No screens at least 30 minutes before bed. If you can stretch it to an hour, even better. And don't worry, this isn't about giving anything up. It's about choosing something better. Instead of watching something right before bed, try listening. Put on calming music, nature sounds, a gentle audiobook, something with Now that we've quieted the mind, loosened the body, and cleared out the noise, it's time to finish strong with one final habit. And this one is truly the heart of it all. Because even if you breathe deeply, stretch gently, and turn off every device in the house, there's something else that determines the quality of your sleep more than anything else. It's what you carry in your heart as you close your eyes. And that brings us to this final, beautiful habit. Go to bed with a full heart, not a heavy one. Now, what does that mean, really? As we grow older, life becomes richer, but also heavier. We've seen things, lived through losses, faced challenges we never imagined. And sometimes, especially at night, those feelings resurface. Regret, loneliness, anger, worry. They creep in when the world gets quiet. But here's the truth. Your heart needs just as much rest as your body. And the best way to give it that rest is through a practice so simple, yet so healing. Gratitude. I want you to try something tonight. Right before you close your eyes, lie in bed, get comfortable, and think of 3 things that happened today. Just 3 that made you smile, gave you peace, or brought you even a moment of joy. It could be a warm cup of tea, a kind word from your neighbor, the way the sun looked coming through the curtains. Nothing is too small. In fact, the smaller the better. Gratitude isn't about grand moments. It's about seeing the beauty in the ordinary. When you focus on what went right, instead of everything that went wrong, you're giving your heart a chance to exhale. You're gently shifting your focus away from fear and toward peace. And over time, this one habit can rewire your entire perspective. One man told me he'd lost his wife 5 years ago, and for a long time, his nights were filled with sadness. Then he started ending each night by speaking 3 thankful thoughts, out loud, even if he was alone. At first he struggled, but then it got easier. And one day he realized he was no longer falling asleep with a heavy heart. He was falling asleep remembering all the love he still had. Gratitude doesn't erase pain, but it softens it. It adds light to the darkness. And that light is often what helps us sleep. Now, if you want to take it a step further, combine this with a little prayer, reflection, or quiet talk with yourself or with God, however your faith leads you. It's a way to end the day with intention, instead of letting it blur into restlessness. And if you struggle to think of anything to be thankful for, start with this. You're here. You're breathing. You made it through the day. That alone is a gift. Life may not be perfect, but it's still yours. And every day is another chance to heal, grow, and find joy in places you may have missed before. You might be surprised how this small habit of gratitude changes not only your nights, but your mornings too. People who practice gratitude sleep better, wake up more refreshed, and carry less stress throughout the day. Science backs this up, but more importantly, your heart will feel it. So, let's bring it all together. Before bed, you pause and breathe. You give yourself space. You write down what's weighing on your mind. You let it go. You stretch gently, showing your body some kindness. You turn off the screens, the noise, the chaos. You invite in stillness. And finally, you fill your heart with thankfulness. No matter how messy or hard the day was, you choose to end it with peace. That, my friend, is a powerful evening ritual. Not for the sake of routine, but for the sake of you. Because you matter. Your rest matters. And after all the years you've spent giving to others, now is the time to start giving back to yourself. I want you to know something, and I hope you'll really take this in. It's never too late to feel better, to sleep better, to live better. Whether you're 60, 70, 80 or beyond, every night is a new beginning. Every evening is an invitation to care for yourself in a deeper, gentler way. Before we say goodnight, I want to take a little time here at the end, just you and me, to reflect. Because everything we've talked about so far, all these gentle, powerful habits you can do before bed, they're more than just steps in a routine. They're small acts of self-love. And I know, especially as we get older, that can be hard to prioritize. You've spent your whole life taking care of others. Maybe you raised children, looked after grandkids, supported a spouse, or served your community. You've given your energy, your time, your care, often without ever asking for much in return. But now, you're entering a chapter that's just for you. And that can feel strange at first, even lonely. But let me reassure you, this is not the beginning of the end. This is the beginning of something new.